Hey guys, welcome back to BachMakers, your favorite show that recaps all things Bachelor Nation. Before we continue with this episode, we're going to ask you very nicely, Michael, please deliver the news.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And share.
In that order, or reverse the order. It doesn't matter to us. Just do those things. Helps us. Enjoy this episode. We'll see you in the episode. Just keep watching. All right. Bye.
I'm up.
He's stuck.
And hello, hi, how are you? Welcome back to BachMakers Hometown Edition for Joey's season, presented by Good Time Media. I'm Wyatt. That's Michael. That's Lizzie in the middle. A lot to get to today. A lot to talk about, a lot to chat about. But first, as we promised, a new segment for this show. We're going to, I think, potentially lead off every show with this from now on if we have new installments. But we're going to review some reviews. We have 2 reviews to review. One of them I think might be a little insider trading, but first one, maybe both of them. I don't know. First one we have from a little batchmaker we like to call Anon8237463848. Shout to them, friend of the program. Said, best podcast. I enjoyed this podcast tremendously due to the entertainment and storytelling. I recommend this 10 out of 10 stars. 5 stars isn't enough. I'm gonna ask you guys, is that one of you?
Personally, no.
Is it Lizzie?
It was not me.
All right, let's clap it up for that.
That was not me. I mean, that's a 10 out of 10 review.
I mean, I don't know, I don't love how they broke the 5-star structure. Felt like a little pick me to change the formatting. So I'm gonna bump it down a little bit. I'll give it a B- review. I think you can do better. I think we can be more creative. I think we can do cooler things with it. But it's a good start. The next review, it's titled "Insightful Perspective on the Bachelor" from a certain person called Mike BBBBB123. Anyone want to fess up on who that one was?
All right, I might have been bored at work last Tuesday. All right, read it.
You said, sounds like 2 dapper young gentlemen. I like that you said sounds like, as if you only listen to the audio version.
Well, it was on Apple Podcasts. Yeah. That's audio.
Yeah. Sounds like 2 dapper young gentlemen, in parentheses, and Lizzie, giving some keen insight to the highs and lows of Joey's season and the Bachelor franchise as a whole. Period. Great! Exclamation point. I'm going to give this review F-.
The fuck? I mean,
it's you.
Wow. You're just going off on this random fan of ours. You know, Mike BBBB123, if you're out there and you're listening, we love you. We love you. Thank you for the review.
Do better.
Yeah, maybe do better. Maybe Mike BBBB will do better this tomorrow. I don't know.
Can you imagine if Mike BBB123 was a different person and we just shit on him?
I could.
Well, yeah, you could have gone with it.
Me.
You should have pretended it wasn't.
No, that was too.
Yeah,
I kind of forgot I did that.
Anyone?
Okay, I'll give you higher than an F- just because I got a little shout out.
But yeah, shout out to everyone who left reviews. So if you keep leaving reviews on any of the podcast platforms, we will review them on the show. All right, team updates. This is the first week in a long time that things are kind of interesting because of the events of this episode. Bailey's Babe still has the lead at 89 points. Wise Gals at 77.5, and Team Lizzie at 67. Michael, you have the floor. What's obviously, I guess you just talk about your team.
Yeah, the team was solid. I think we put up a good performance. We're just gonna have to see where everything shakes out at the end of the day. That's all I can say as a team manager right now. I've got nothing else to say. I've got no players on the court making plays right now. Everybody's fouled out. But it's not a forfeit. It's just can the other team score when it's just 1v0 and 1v1 v0 with 2v1 v0. So, I'm out here. Right now, kind of like what they, when you get eliminated from the playoffs in the NBA, shout out Sports Reference. I'm in the Bahamas. I'm vacationing
Yeah.
early. If whatever happens, I'm in the clubhouse. I'm in the clubhouse. That's actually the better
That's the
analogy.
better analogy.
I'm in the clubhouse. We'll see if somebody, Eagles on 18,
Yeah.
or let's see if somebody has a last good 2 holes.
I think that's the perfect analogy for it. I was gonna do since we're in March now, a little March Madness comparison. It's almost like you're a bubble team, you lost early in like the Big East tournament, and you're just seeing if the committee will let you in now. It's out of your control at this point.
Yeah,
But overall, 89 is the score to beat. If someone can get to 90, they'll win it. I am at 77
unless
and a half points.
they get to 90 and then get negative points.
See, I feel like we're headed towards some disputes, but we'll see. I'm sitting at 77 and a half points. Kelsey A, obviously my MVP this week, staying alive, keeping the Wise Gals' hopes alive. My only chance of winning is if she ends up leaving the show engaged, which she's in final 3. She's in the race. So I'm very proud of her performance today. The Wise Gals as a whole, I love how our teams come together this season. Everyone's rooting for each other. But yeah, that's all I can really hope for now. I need a Kelsey A win. Lizzie, how are we feeling about the team? You have 2 out of 3 left, which if you told you that at the beginning of the season, after week 1, you would have been like, hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I would have believed anybody if I was told my current standings. I don't know. I don't think I am going to win, obviously, like take Michael's throne. I don't know, but second place would be nice.
Second place is very much on the table. If you have the final 2, I think that guarantees second place. So if Kelsey A goes home next week.
Would it be possible if it was down to like me versus you?
It depends on kisses and stuff, but then you get the 8 points for leaving the show engaged. It could be close. It would come.
I did the math. I don't think Lizzie can catch me. Period.
Well, yeah, I know.
Famous last words.
Period.
Famous
Lizzie
last
out
words.
of it.
Done. He's declaring Team Lizzie dead
Dagger.
from first place contention. But second place is still alive. So we'll have to see. But now this is fun. The race is interesting now. For the last couple of weeks, it's felt over. Very much not over now.
It's definitely not over.
One thing I want to say before we get into Joey's Jawn's cringe of the week, quote of the week, all that stuff. I had a clip last week about how I don't think Daisy likes Joey. We'll talk about more about that later because I kind of stand by that one. But a lot of people have been coming at me saying, "Oh, shame on her." And Lizzie, you're kind of in this crowd. Shame on her for not falling in love after 4 weeks. She's just being rational. She's just like being totally normal, which you're on a show that's completely abnormal. Nothing about this process is normal. So yeah, I'm not saying it's normal. I'm just saying like she doesn't like Joey, which is fine. I'm not judging her for that. Just saying this is an abnormal show. Don't be shocked when something abnormal happens.
I don't think that it's that she doesn't like him. It's that she's not in love with him.
She likes that he likes her.
Well, yeah, she's the popular girl that somebody a little bit less popular likes her, and she like, oh, that's cool that that he likes me, but I don't really know if I'm feeling him. But like she'll play it and she'll lead him on and she'll play the game.
I don't see. That comes almost across anti-Daisy. I'm not anti-Daisy. I'm not. You sound like you might be, Michael.
I think he is at this moment in time.
There.
I'll talk about Daisy later, but I'm really reaching the anti-Daisy.
We can have our Daisy.
There are some things I wrote a little bit later. I'm just like, it's getting there. It's getting there.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Joey's Jawn. I'll go first real quick because it's easy for me. Kelsey A, wise gal, stuck it through. Just did her work. Double. Didn't do anything fancy. Just got the job done. By the book, just like we drew it up. Shout out to Kelsey A. Let's go, Lizzie. You want to go?
Sure. I mean, I don't know if I really have like a Joey's Jawn of the week. I think out of the 4 hometowns, I feel like Kelsey A's was the most simple and just straight to the point. Like, I don't know, there was no issues.
Yeah.
So I feel like Kelsey A might actually get my Joey John of the week.
I'll take it. I'll take all the praise we can get. Michael, who you got?
Yeah, I'm kind of tired of giving my Joey's Johns to the actual cast members. So Daisy's mom, she gets my Joey's John. She was a darling,
Darling.
She was just so sweet. So yeah, Daisy's mom.
Love
Shout
that.
out.
Love that. For cringe of the week, I don't have a cringe. Does anyone have a cringe of the week? I have a few quotes I want to shout out.
Yeah, I have some quotes too.
Lizzie, you got
I don't
anything?
think I have a cringe.
Fair enough. Awesome.
Not really.
All right. Well, Lizzie, as always, thank you. Let us know if you have anything
Of
to
course.
yell at us about. All right. My quote of the week, I guess. Again, we've kind of thrown cringe of the week out at this point because this hasn't been a very cringy season. I want to shout out to Daisy's dad, just being so out of pocket and being actually hilarious. Direct quote he had, he said, well, first of all, he made the joke about it's not like you're going to lose your hearing over it.
It's not like you're gonna lose your hearing over it.
It's not like I'm going deaf again.
Which, like, he's
Honestly
probably
missed that.
he's the only person in the world that could make that joke. To be honest,
Mhm.
no one else. We couldn't make
Yeah.
that. We'd get canceled if we made that joke. He said, "Oh, it's not like you're gonna lose your hearing over it." I was like, "Damn it, Daisy's dad." That was funny. And then right before that, he tried to give like a motivational, like lay your heart in the line speech, and it came across kind of like fractured. He said, "Shoot the shot, and if you nail it, that's all the marbles."
Shoot the shot, and if you nail it, then, right? Then
Yeah.
it's all the marbles.
I don't think that makes sense.
Bars.
Shoot the shot, and if you nail it, that's all the marbles.
Shoot the shot.
Another
And
T-shirt.
if you nail it, that's all marbles. And then I get it, bang. But I'm not a rapper.
I kind of love Daisy's dad. He feels like a very typical. You're kind of embarrassed by some of the stuff your dad says, but it's kind of funny to everyone else. That felt like Daisy's dad for you. But yeah, that's my quote of the week. What you got?
I have a few ones. So Joey said something that was just like so confusing. I had to like play it back. He said, "Feels good that Rachel is not just falling, but falling in love with me."
With Rachel, it's amazing to hear her not just falling, but falling in love with me.
And I'm like, what else would she be falling? Like what? I was just so like, dude.
I'm glad to know
way
she's
those
okay.
Words came out of his mouth. He was like, I don't know. It was a little weird. And then Rachel's hometown. There's also a little moment, which I'm nothing against Hawaiian traditions, everything like that. There was some cool stuff with the pig ear that was really cool. But the way they edited it, I believe Joey was talking about like, I love a family that has traditions. And then right after he said that word, it just cuts to them playing cornhole. And I was just like, it's so funny, like him talking about like, oh, the way they have Hawaiian traditions, and then just cut and it's cornhole. I'm like,
I just love the idea of family coming together, having traditions. And that gets me excited because it makes me want to be a part of it.
like, what? Like the way they edited it in that montage was just kind of funny with that.
Yeah.
And then Rachel again, a little quote. She said to her dad, like, "You do know what happens at the end of this?" And her dad just says, "I've never seen the show."
What happens at the end of this?
I've never seen the show.
So,
And just said it like that. It's just, I've never seen the show.
Which
But I don't care.
I'm gonna throw up the red challenge flag there. He knows. He was playing very coy. He was being very coy. He knows this ends in an engagement.
I know, but that might have changed the fact that he's never seen the show.
Yeah.
So
true.
He didn't lie there, maybe.
I had one more from
yeah.
Rachel's date. Actually, a quote that I think was just an editing, not error, but it just felt weird in the edit. And maybe I misheard this. So we'll put the clip in. Maybe I'm wrong, but Joey said, I can see how much she loves, talking about Rachel. I can see how much she loves her mom and her dad. And then there was a weird pause and it just said sister.
I see how much she loves her dad, how much she has a relationship with her mom and sister. So
like, it was it. He didn't say like, oh, I see how much she loves her sister. It was like, oh, I see how much she loves her mom, how much she loves her dad, and sister. It was very weird editing. But and Lizzie, you're texting about an update right now. I'm gonna bring you back in because I also have something that I want to share with you.
We have a live so
breaking news.
Going back, breaking news to you in the studio, Lizzie.
Lizzie, what do you got?
Taking it away. We have a live update that the Bachelor TikTok account just commented on our TikTok.
Let's go. BachMakers stay winning. That's what we do. Snaps up.
And it was about the Daisy Cottage cheese.
Yeah, which again, just perfect timing. The Daisy on the screen saying, I don't know if I'm there yet. Boom, Daisy Cottage cheese. This was the first time I noticed it.
Thank you. I would like to give a shout out to me who noticed this a while ago. And by that, I mean 2 episodes ago, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. But so I think it's crazy how like they're just going to comment on our stuff, but we can't interview their people. But whatever.
Yeah, I do want to shout out the probably 22-year-old social media intern who's probably running that account. So like if you want to come on the show, you're more than welcome to. That person can come on. I bet it's a 22-year-old University of Southern Carolina student who's major in communications and somehow
a sorority
definitely
girl.
she's probably
100%.
She's probably an alpha phi and she's just
she's
there.
Probably down 3 glasses of wine right now.
Yeah, dude, that's the best. That's gonna be the best job in the world, running that account.
Yeah.
You can just comment on everything. Okay, before we get into the episode, I actually have something very special I want to share with both of you. I took the time this week. I figured we spend a lot of time with this cast. You know, they sit behind us the whole time. We spend a lot of time with them, and we don't really give them a proper goodbye. So, what I want to do, and maybe a new tradition on the show, we'll see. Our final 4. Anyone who makes the final 4, I decided to write a little eulogy poem for all of them. So I have one for all 4 because I didn't know who was going to go home. So I wrote one for all 4, and I will read them as they get eliminated. But yeah, so I had one for Daisy, one for Rachel, one for Maria, and one for Kelsey A. I would like to take the time to read Maria's now, if that is okay with you guys.
Go for it.
All right. So maybe other producer that we have that's not Lizzie, cue the sad music now. And maybe if you guys want to close your eyes. This is coming completely off the dome, too. I'm not going to read this at all off my phone. Yeah, please keep the tears in. I know this is going to be tough. This one is dedicated to our Maria, our lovely, lovely Maria. If I were a fish and Maria a lion, I'd learn to breathe air just to be on her island. But I'm not a fish, and Maria's more showy. She's more of a kangaroo, the way she intimidates little Joey. That's kind of a bar. Can we talk about how that's a bar? Because, like, what's a little...
Bars!
Like a Joey is a mini kangaroo. Can we talk about that? Can we talk about that for a second? Bars.
10 out of 10.
You took down Sydney, exposing her as a liar. You quieted her screams like a pacifier. Another bar. Because she's in the movie. As cool as you are, your dad may have you beat. Smoking cigars with him would make Mike and I's life complete. You and Joey in the limo was as good as it could get. Hopefully more limos in your future as our next bachelorette. You continue to make us smile yesterday, tomorrow, and today. For the rest of my life, I'll strive to do things
the Maria way.
Maria way.
Let's go. Let's go. R.I.P. R.I.P. Maria. We'll miss you. You are a BachMaker favorite. We love you.
In the arms of the angel.
I don't know any other words to that song.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh man, that felt good to get off my chest. Maria. Thank you. I just want to say thank you. Like, I want to have that moment. Thank you for allowing me to open up my heart and share that with you guys and making this a safe space. Thank you.
And thank you for saving this season.
Yeah.
Truly.
Wyatt, that was
Thank you.
beautiful.
Thank you very much. And we have 3 more where that came from. So
Dude, I don't know how the other one's gonna top that. You had some bars there, so
I will say that was my best like lyricism. I have some like funny shots coming
Well,
up,
Now you know you have more weeks for the other people.
but
You
I
have-
might
so you
I
have-
might
you have
add
at
on.
least- and you got to know the next one that's gonna happen. Come on,
I would
we
assume.
know.
But I will say that Maria one is the shortest one that I wrote of the 4. So we'll
Oh
see.
wow, it's not about quantity; it's about
Yeah,
quality.
I kind of packed some punches there, but yeah, I wanted Lizzie to be here for the poem, of course. So
Thank you. I'm
and
really
if there's any
honored.
more updates, please let us know.
Yes, of course.
Back to you in the studio, Wyatt.
And we're back. Boy, back to guy talk. Finally, am I right? Guy talk.
So,
Let's get into the episode here. Let's
So
just
good.
go hometown by hometown. Let's do a quick overall like hometowns for a guy. Kind of a nightmare. That has to be a nightmare situation. A lot of anxiety, a lot of stress. You're meeting 4 different families, having to say, "Hey, I kind of want to marry your daughter, but I'm also going to say that to 3 other people." That's a nightmare. Meeting 1 family's hard, but 4, tough.
I disagree on this. What? Yeah, no. I disagree on this because yeah, it's tough. He's going to meet the dads of 4 women, and odds are, 25% chance he actually marries their daughter, right? But he will never see the 3 dads that he doesn't pick again.
Good point.
Maybe they show up to the women's tell-all. Maria's dad will be at the women's tell-all. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
He'll be there.
you better.
But they're never gonna see him again. So like he's got no worries in the world. And one thing that he uses a lot that he always keeps in the back pocket whenever they ask the same questions, because the hometowns are the same freaking thing every time. He just pulls out, I was in her shoes too. Like I've been in this process before. Boom. It's just like the handy dandy, like the SpongeBob meme, the handy dandy. I've been here before, so I know what you're feeling. Yeah, like all that. Like, come on. But it makes sense. He's playing his cards. I mean, we know Joey is for sure the most media trained bachelor we've had in a while. He can talk to everybody, even Maria's dad. Took it like a man, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, no, Joey handled it well. I just think, and maybe this is like gender stereotypes here, but when you bring for the girl, or yeah, if the girl's elite, what am I saying? They go to the guy's house. Usually the parents are just happy. They're like, "Oh, you brought a nice, attractive woman home. Marry her now."
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty. It's
Like,
that
you're
easy.
not gonna get another girl.
Like most parents are like, "You can't do better than this." So
yeah, 100%.
like go in. And for the guys, it's like, all right, they get grilled a little bit more about like, what are your intentions with my daughter? Fair.
What are your intentions with my daughter?
Yeah. But I just think that's a nightmare situation for a guy. But shout out to Joey for handling it well.
Mhm.
Kelsey A's. They did show a little bit of their little tandem bike. They kind of walk through a garden. Joey got a little upset. He couldn't find a butterfly.
I want to see a butterfly like you did.
Do you see it?
I do.
I would love to see if there was like 10 extra minutes of Joey just trying to find a butterfly, because Kelsey was like, "Oh, look, there's a butterfly. There's a butterfly." Joey's like, "I want to find one, dude. Where are the butterflies?"
He's so like aloof. I think I used that word last week too, but he's so aloof. Like it's his personality, but I don't know. He's I don't know. He's just so like don't like.
Yeah.
Sometimes he reminds me of Joey from Friends in terms of what's going on in his brain. No, that's not. And that's not an insult at all. But sometimes it's just like sometimes he's just like there, and he's just like smiling and happy. It's great. Sometimes it just seems like he's just there.
I yeah, 100%. I think well, Kelsey's family, first thing that stands out, they're kind of like big. Kelsey's brother towered over Joey. Could have eaten him for lunch.
Going into tonight, I'm very nervous.
And so could her dad.
Kelsey with heels is pretty much Joey's height. That puts her probably at 5'7", 5'8" at shortest. So, yeah. I mean,
That's intimidating. he walked through the door,
He wants a
sees
D1 baby, maybe.
Kelsey's brother, and just looks up. It's like, oh shit, are you
Oh,
kidding
God.
me? And then he sees her dad, which we'll talk about, who we kind of love, looks up again. He's like, damn, that's a tough first one. I doubt that's the
Mhm.
first one he filmed, but it's the first one we saw. Let's talk about Kelsey A's dad, who we were texting back and forth. Prime candidate for Mr. Being on the Golden Bachelorette or being the next Golden Bachelor if they want to bring someone new in. He was kind of awesome. He was kind of electric. Just makes you want to tear up a little bit. I want to grab a beer with him.
Already better than Gary, I would say.
Yeah.
So,
The bar's low. The bar is low for us.
but yeah, no, he seemed really cool. He seemed really cool.
Yeah. And I don't think we saw him or Joey ask for his blessing, which was a weird. They didn't show it every single time. The only one I think we saw was Rachel's.
And
And
Maria's,
Maria's.
but yes.
Rachel and Maria, sorry. They didn't show it for Kelsey A and Daisy, which
I'll bet it happened though.
I bet it
I'll
happened too, which I don't know if that's foreshadowing. Could be. The only two he didn't ask or they didn't show was Kelsey A and Daisy trying to throw us off the scent.
No, I mean, no, it's clearly like they only showed Rachel and Maria's because they were definitely the bottom two at the rose ceremony, right? They definitely were. It was very clear to see.
Fair enough.
But
And then again, these hometowns, we've talked about it. We talked about it last week. Hometowns, if there's nothing crazy that happens, they are the most boring episode because it's the
by
same.
far,
It's the same formula. There's no drama usually. It's fake out drama. And the only drama is the rose ceremony because you get 4 girls who are kind of locked in at this point. But
we'll get to the rose ceremony later. But I have some thoughts on that. But also, yeah, same with the hometowns. The questions are, when the family talks with the contestant, are you okay to lose? Like, are you mentally prepared? Are you okay to be heartbroken? Are you fully into this man?
do you know there are other girls? No
Yeah.
fucking shit.
Yeah. Like that's all the questions they ask. There's nothing really fun there. But I guess those are the questions as a family you want to know. So there's two sides to the coin. And then, when the dad or mom talks to Joe, it's always just like, why my daughter? Don't hurt her. Like, how can you believe in this process really? Like,
What if you
they're just
said to the other
skeptical.
girls, are you saying it to everyone? Yeah.
And they're skeptical, which rightfully so. I think they have 100%. They're 100% okay to be skeptical because, like, they're your daughter, and this is a crazy kind of thing. So they have all right to be skeptical.
I do love what Rachel's dad did, and we'll talk about Rachel's date real quick. But Rachel's dad basically said, "You probably have my blessing, just not yet. Like when it's her, if it's her at the end, then call me, and then we can talk."
Yeah.
Which is that should be like the formula. That should how it should go. They should be able to see the families again in the final 2. Just my thoughts. But Rachel's date, not even in Hawaii. What the hell?
Yeah. That's crazy that they're really. Well, I saw a lot of memes last week too, like, oh, the producers making Joey pick Rachel over Jen or Kelsey T so they can go to Hawaii. And then they just don't go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Like, that's also one thing of people putting their hometown that's on like their, name is never where they actually live.
It's the coolest city they've lived in.
Yeah, it's the coolest city they lived in. Joey's last season on Charities was Hawaii. It wasn't even Philly. It was Hawaii.
It was Hawaii.
It was Hawaii, and he didn't even live there at the time. He lived in Philly or like with his sister.
Yeah, he was living on his sister's couch.
Same with Jess. Like, she lives in San Diego now, but I don't think she's definitely not from there with her accent. And I'm just like, what? Come on, like, shout out to Kelsey A because her family actually like lives in New Orleans. Like, they live downtown.
They're Narlands.
Yeah, they're in Narlands. So yeah, but that's kind of weird.
I did love the well, first of all, Rachel being so nervous for Joey to meet her family would have made me so nervous. Because right before they went in, she was like, I'm so nervous. I'm like, Joey's like, I've never met these people. I should be the nervous one. Why are you nervous? And that would freak me out a little bit.
No, I mean, honestly, putting myself in Rachel's shoes, I feel like I'd be really nervous too. Like just being like,
But it's your family.
I know, but it's like, what if it doesn't work between us and the heartbreak and don't want to get their hopes up too? Like if I bring someone back and they meet my mom and like all my family and stuff, and it's the first person I've ever brought home and then it doesn't work, I'm going to look like such a freaking fool. Like what?
No disrespect, Maria. Because literally exactly what happened. No disrespect. Yeah. What'd you think about? I think it's called like the Monopo or whatever, where they take the hand of the mom. No, where he met Rachel's mom and did the hand thing to the forehead. That was sick.
That was sick. To be honest, when she was like briefing him on it prior to it actually happening, I thought she was pranking him, and I thought it would be the funniest prank ever if she did something like that, because that would just show you that, like, if she was like, yeah, you could do this, and then he did it with his mom, and then her mom probably just looks at him like, what the fuck are you doing? And then Rachel would just look at him, and obviously like that would just be hilarious. So next time people, from different cultures make something up, because that would be hilarious. But no disrespect to that tradition. It was a cool thing. And shout out to Joey. He really immersed himself in that.
Man, culture. You're right. She could have said anything, and Joey would have gone along with it. Imagine she's like, "All right,"
he wouldn't have wanted to like disappoint her.
Yeah, he's like,
"Oh yeah, I'll do it." Yeah.
All right, Joey. You when you meet my mom, it's tradition that the man gets down on his knees and kisses the feet of the mother. And imagine he just like gets down. There's so much. He could have done anything.
I know. That would have made for great TV. Oh my god.
Damn. All right. Everyone take notes. All BachMakers, if you're going to be on the show and you have like a certain tradition or culture thing, make something up, because that would be awesome. I'm fully on board. That's a great idea. Other notes from Rachel's hometown. Her nephew, arguably the greatest cornhole player of all time, never missed.
Help you again, though. Watch. There it is. Yeah.
There we go.
Never missed.
Wasn't paying that much attention, to be honest.
He was walking the cornholes. He's like 4. He walked the cornholes and put them in the hole, but he never missed. He was like 4 for 4. Kid's unstoppable.
Bows.
Whoa. I mean, like, imagine Joey calls bows. Yo, hey.
They're like playing water pong as the game, like with the family. He's just like, oh, bows. I thought it was the family. I'd be like, nah, you did not just walk into my house and call bows on me.
I do think like Hawaiians are the coolest people ever. They just have fun. It felt like they were at camp, just straight vibe the whole time. We talked about Rachel's dad saying he's never seen the show before. I mean, sure, he's never seen the show, but he knows it ends in our engagement. So he was playing.
I think you definitely could tell that he did not like being on camera. I don't think he liked it at all. Like at all. Which I think that's so fair. Some people's parents would just not really mess with that at all. But, out of the love for their child, they'd go along with it.
Again, Rachel's dad basically said not yet when asked for permission, when Joey asked for permission. And then Rachel drops, I'm falling in love with you bomb, a little Woj bomb. I'm falling in love. So that's where they stand. And then we head into Daisy's hometown. That was at the North Pole, basically. They're on their little Christmas camp place.
And this must have been filmed right before Christmas, right?
I think they just, I'm guessing it was filmed in like October. Just based off, you'd probably need at least 2 months of editing.
I know, but okay, let's say November. Call a spade a spade.
Okay. All right. But then they probably opened up the Christmas stuff. They're like, oh, we gotta open 2 weeks early. Daisy's coming.
Yeah. No, it was cool. So I thought when they were the first part of their date at their Christmas tree farm, which I don't know, I was expecting a little something else. I don't know why. When I pictured a Christmas tree farm, I just wasn't expecting that. I was like expecting just like so many more trees. Like there was a lot of trees, but I was expecting so many more. So maybe they're just like business is booming and they just sold all their trees. So like shout out to them. but I was expecting more trees.
Or it was filmed
Like,
in like August and they just had no trees and like we got to make fake snow and everything.
that's true. But when Daisy's friends like came up and like surprised her, and they first like, "Oh my God, how are you? Like, how have you been?" And then she just goes, "Well," and like starts a sob story, and I'm like, "Hold up, your friends just haven't seen you in a month and a half, and they're like, how have you been? How are you?" And you just start going into it, and then at the end of that sob story, like, and even if it's not Joey, like, I know what I want. I'm like, honey. Joey's standing right next to you, honey.
I think that was her bachelorette line. She was like, I don't.
She's fishing for it. She's fishing for it, and I don't like that. That's why I'm not on Team Daisy. I'm not on Team Daisy anymore at all.
I'm not team anti Daisy. I'm not team Daisy though.
But you've got to be one of them because you know it's gonna like you know what the inevitability.
I'm not anti Daisy though. I just don't. Again, I just in the way. First of all, I want to backtrack. I love the idea of bringing your friends on the hometown date.
Yeah,
because I think
100%.
that's so realistic. Like if I brought a girl back, I'd be like, all the boys, yeah, come meet her. That'd be sick.
That'd be so fun.
That'd be so fun. Do you know how fun that would be? Just get all the guys together. Like we don't have to do anything. We just hang out, and they can all just make fun of me the whole time. That'd be sick. That'd be awesome. Would you come in for my hometown date? Would you come back to Indy?
100%.
Like, hey Mike, you're never gonna believe this. You know
Yeah,
how I haven't been on the show in 2 months.
I wouldn't even need a 24 days notice. I would 24 hours notice. I would if it was like it's filming in 4 hours. I'd be like,
Bad.
vroom vroom.
You would try to get a bachelor edit on during my hometown. You
Yeah.
would look at the camera and be like, honestly, I really think I'm ready for love. You just like stare at the camera.
and like it cuts to like the producer saying, we asked you a question about how Wyatt feels with blank.
You couldn't think of a single girl name.
Well, I don't know. I like
Katie.
That's my fucking sister's name. Why would you say Katie?
I was thinking Katie Thurston.
Oh my God, that's fucking weird.
That was tough. You're right. It was better to say blank.
Yes, thank you. And I was like, and then you're just like, yeah, I think I'm ready to find love. I'm happy Wyatt's finding his person, but
when is it gonna be my time?
I'm always the groomsman, never the groom.
That would be so good.
It'd be funny if they actually kept that in too.
Yeah.
That'd be funny if someone like thing is like they probably do a lot of those cutaways with the friends and then
never
like,
show it.
None of them get aired. Like none of them get aired.
And they watched. Yeah.
Oh, I'd be so pissed if it did happen to you and I did a cutaway and was talking about you and my cutaway didn't get aired. I would be livid. I'd be like, Wyatt, we're not friends anymore. I don't care if you won. I'd be like, they didn't show my cutaway.
Like you're the lead. You have a say here. Like you better put my cutaway in. I'm trying to be the bachelor. But I love the idea of bringing friends. I feel like that's so realistic to what an actual hometown date would look like. But the Daisy thing, I said it last week, and she keeps saying, and I don't know if this is just her again protecting herself, but she seems so flippant about how's that for a word? Flippant. Look it up about this whole situation where she keeps saying, if it's not us, I'll basically be chilling. Like, I don't really care. Every other girl is saying, if it's not us, I will be heartbroken. I think Daisy likes Joey, but she's not in love with Joey and she won't be in love with Joey. I think she understands. I think why she's struggling so much. And like she was talking to her family. She was like kind of crying how she's not able to open up or whatever. I think she knows she should be at a certain point and she's just not. And she's not going to get there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she really likes Joey as much as he likes her. I don't think that's a crazy take to have.
Yeah, no, I think that's 100% accurate. So Daisy said something. I don't know the exact quote. I don't have the exact quote, but she said, like, I just really need my parents to help kind of like figure things out. And I was just like, Daisy, honey, gal, if you need your parents to help figure it out, you're not there. You're not there.
You ain't there.
Like, you're 25 years old. grow up. You either like them or you don't. You're in love with them or you don't. And I'm sorry, a 30-minute meeting with Joey meeting your mom and your dad and your fam and all the 20 people he met, and they've listed the names of every single person, which they didn't do that with any other family. Then you're not there. And don't lie to him after the date and say that, oh, now I'm falling in love with you. I didn't know and I need my family's approval, but now I'm in love with you. Bullshit.
I did not see this anti-Daisy Michael turn coming.
It's not okay. Okay. It's not anti-Daisy.
Admit it. No, you're anti-Daisy.
It's not anti-Daisy, but it's just not Daisy. Like, it's not. I don't know. I just don't like I feel like she's just trying to go for the Bachelorette.
I think she's trying to win and be the Bachelorette. Can't have both.
I don't think she's trying to win because she's not. She doesn't like Joey. Like you've been saying.
I think she's trying to lose.
Is
Daisy trying to lose and she just keeps winning?
She's trying to lose, but get far enough to be Bachelorette. Which, honey, you're far enough. You can drop out now.
You can peace out anytime.
Yeah,
anytime
you
want. I think that's it. I think she's like, all right, I'm gonna make far enough.
Bachelorette. Yeah,
and then
100%. I can't imagine Daisy on the beach either. Straight up.
I don't see her on Paradise at all. Yeah, there's a chance Daisy might be trying to throw this, and Joey's just refusing to let her.
Which is hilarious.
So funny. He's like, no. It's like, I was gonna give a Dune Toon spoiler. Damn it. I can't do that.
No.
It was a great. Anyone who's seen Dune 2 already can know where I was going with that, and shoot me a DM and say, like, I got you on the Dune 2 metaphor you're about to make. But basically it had to do with Stilgar. That's all I'm going to say. Not going to say anything else. Anyways, Daisy's hometown. Daisy has a younger brother in college, which was really funny. Like, that's the perfect age, dude.
That's the perfect age to have your
hometown.
Sister, like.
Or the worst age. Imagine going back to the fraternity and they're all watching The Bachelor. And it's your sister.
No, imagine going back to the campus and all the sorority girls see you on TV.
Spin zone, good call.
Because your sister's Daisy.
Yeah, it's wins and losses.
Duh.
You know, but then you got to go back to all the boys in the basement of the fraternity cheering on your sister. That's tough. That's a tough Monday night for you.
I would cheer with them. What do you mean? No, it's not like they're doing. Yeah, they might say some things, but like they're probably cheering for her. If it's your bro.
True. Good point. But yeah, that it was so funny. She was like, "How's college?" And he was like, "Yeah, he's basically said it's sick as fuck." Like,
wait, how's college?
It's awesome.
Are you having fun?
Yeah, it's so cool. It's different, but
yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
Like, I love it. It's cool.
and then she was like, "Oh my God, Harrison sounds like Harrison." And when she said that, like I obviously get why she said that, and she's still like hearing new things. But when she said that specific line, like Harrison sounds like Harrison, I was like, okay, okay. Yeah. But like, yeah, I know she's hearing things for the first time, so I guess
that I didn't think of.
Hasn't seen him probably since August. And
yeah,
I guess right now it's probably let's say fall break, October or November.
Yeah, he's probably back on fall break.
It's like, wow, this is interesting fall break.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, I didn't think about that. Being away from your family, and I don't know obviously how it all works. I can't even possibly comprehend that. But not hearing those voices every day that you're used to, and then going back and hearing them for the first time has to be pretty jarring. And it probably sounds different than what she remembers from a couple months ago. That's weird.
Or he could like maybe like just hitting puberty in college, or like his voice is still like. Or he's in college now, so his voice just automatically got like fratty, and he's just like, yo, what's up, Daisy?
Hey, what up,
He used
to
like sound like, not like that. But hey, I mean,
oh man, I just thought of like the meanest prank of all time that a younger sibling could do.
F-boy.
No, imagine like I don't know. Imagine if he like, no, I'm not even gonna say it. Imagine if you just like talked in a different voice.
Like he just talked like Kermit. It's like, oh my God, I didn't realize. I totally forgot you sounded like that. And he's like,
Nah, I'm just playing.
Yeah,
I was just
fucking with
I
you.
was just playing with you.
No,
But that's
funny.
that's brother sister stuff. Like that's
Yeah,
what you
yeah.
would do.
That would make for great TV.
Yeah. All right. And then last but not least, we have Maria's hometown. We have Nick's hometown. We get it. We see our boy Nicholas, St. Nicholas,
Mhm.
Maria's dad, our favorite person in the world.
Yeah.
The first thing I want to say about this hometown, when Maria and Joey were talking beforehand, they're looking over, what were they looking over? Niagara Falls?
Yes.
Or a waterfall? Whatever. And I
Niagara
wasn't
Falls.
I wasn't paying attention to if it was actually Niagara Falls. I just knew
Yes.
it was Canada waterfall. It was Niagara Falls, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Why are you saying that like I wasn't paying attention?
I don't know. I just feel like it's the most popular like waterfall.
I'm aware of that, but I wasn't sure. I don't want to be like, oh, that's Niagara Falls. And I'm not the guy who thinks every waterfall is Niagara Falls. There's other waterfalls. It's not the only waterfall in the world.
It's debatable, but move on.
There's other. What do you mean debatable? There's other waterfalls.
Yeah, it's true. Spyglass Falls. Yeah,
I don't even know what you just said. I don't even get that joke.
it's my neighborhood.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
But there was a rainbow in the background, photoshopped. I don't believe that. It was like a crystal clear rainbow while they were talking, just sitting in the background. There's no way.
Well, with waterfalls, isn't that like a thing that like because of the water and the air particles?
Oh yeah, I forgot about the water and the air particles. That's on me, 100%.
Thank you.
Science. Then they were ripping some shooters on the boat. That was cool.
Maple whiskey.
It's kind of sick. That would kind of rip. But then let's get to the good part. We get our boy, and I don't know what else there is to say. He's the coolest man alive. He's so cool.
He gives a Greek Italian mob boss, even though he's not Italian. Like they start playing the music right when they start showing him, and like there's a reason he was like the teaser for the episode at the very start of the episode. There's a reason because like he's the main event. He's the main event.
Yeah.
He's walking.
Hey, buddy. Who said hey, buddy? Was it him?
Yeah, he said hey, buddy.
How you doing? Nice to meet you.
I was told it's one of your favorites. This is for you.
Hey, buddy. No. This is one of my...
Yeah.
Ballsy move. I was just like, damn, assert your dominance, Nick.
Yeah.
He's just like, hey, buddy. I'm surprised he didn't do the hand on the shoulder thing. But, hey, buddy, or
hey, pal.
Hey, champ. Hey, sport. How's it going?
How you doing
sport?
there, champ?
Hey.
He's consistently at a lean in the coolest way possible. He's always here.
Mm-hmm.
He's never like tense. He's never up here. He's always. So you like my daughter?
Laid back but wise, you know.
So you like? Have you heard that? You know that country song? He's like, you like my daughter, do you now? And then he sits there with the shotgun. He's like cleaning my gun.
He's like, no, that's good. That's good.
No for me. That's fair enough. Strike one. Swing and a miss. And I want to say this to Nick. First of all, please accept my boy Michael's LinkedIn request. That'd be cool.
I would love to be your 112th LinkedIn connection.
Yeah. I might make a LinkedIn to connect with you as well, if you want. It's totally up to you. Your call. Also, I know you're very protective of Maria. So if Michael would allow me to do this too, we volunteer to protect Maria by any means necessary. Like we're your minions. If you call on us and say, hey, this dude from Paradise or The Bachelorette is, not treating my girl Maria right, call in the hounds, call in the BachMakers. We'll take care of it. I think there's a non-zero chance when Maria, we're going to manifest this, when Maria is the next Bachelorette.
Special players.
Special teams, special players. I think there's a non-zero chance when Maria is the next Bachelorette that we are there for her hometowns, just sitting with Nick because we're best friends by that point.
Dude, can you imagine?
Imagine walking in, seeing me, Nick, and you just arm in arm, ripping some whiskey shooters, smoking some guards, and saying, "Hey, pal, so you think you're good enough for Maria? Think again, pal."
You're talking to me?
You talking to me?
It's not Italian. It's
hey,
Greek,
Nick, hold me
it's
back. Nick, hold me back. I'm gonna fight this fool. I think we're gonna be there.
The big thing if I think about this, which I was waiting for the whole time, and they were definitely hyping up on all the teasers and all the, trailers for this episode, and honestly even the season. I remember seeing it was Maria's dad and and Joe's conversation, and that conversation did not go how I thought it was going to go. It went crazy well, and just two like high emotional intelligence going at each other and just like kind of like becoming friends through it,
Yeah.
like they were just like it was so aggressive but not aggressive, and like talking and back and forth, and him trying to intimidate him, but like then Joe like media trained, himself just going crazy back at Nick, and then kind of back and forth. It was really cool to watch Joe handle himself super well. And honestly, I think Nick handled himself a lot better. I thought he was just going to be an asshole to Joe. To be honest, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Thought he was going to be an asshole, but he wasn't. He was super nice, and he gave Joe his blessing. I didn't see that coming. So
Yeah, and then he told Maria that Joey asked for his blessing, which
yeah.
Maria's reaction made me think she's never seen the show before, because she was like, I don't think you were supposed to tell me that, as if Joey only did that to Maria's dad, as if you only asked permission for one. You know what I'm saying? Where Maria probably thought she was told that when she wasn't supposed to, and like, oh, this is something special, not knowing that he does that for all of them.
I disagree.
Why was she so shocked? She was like, oh, I don't think you're supposed to say that.
I just don't. I think that was kind of an AB conversation, and like that's not something you like tell your daughter. Like that's a. If you're gonna propose to your girlfriend, and you ask your dad, you don't want the dad telling.
Oh, that's actually a good point.
You don't want the dad telling Maria like what?
Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about that.
No, you don't want that. So I think it's just like you don't say that to the.
You're
dad.
right. You're right. I forgot that's kind of a secretive thing.
He could have just been like, like he's got my stamp of approval. He could have said it a couple different ways. So I kind of didn't like how he told her that.
Yeah.
But Maria.
Hey, but Nick runs by Nick's rules. So
yeah, Maria, you had the perfect opportunity. You were outside the limo, which is really just a truck or whatever it is, waiting, cars running. The perfect moment. Music stops. I really appreciate you coming. Really, Maria?
I don't want to do it because we love Maria, but she kind of choked.
You froze.
Can we whisper this part? Can we whisper this part? Whisper. I don't want Maria to hear. She kind of choked.
She kind of choked.
I think she really messed up, and I think she would have had a chance if she would have said it earlier.
I don't think it would have changed his mind.
Damn, that's sad.
And
all right, Maria, you can listen now.
So yeah, she did freeze, but she admitted she froze.
Yeah,
but like, don't be like, I am 100% in. I am this in, and then your dad even tells you he asked for my permission and I gave it to him, and then outside you really don't have the freaking stones when you've had the stones all season. And I don't mean to rip into you, Maria. I love you, but oh look how easy that was. I said I love you. You know how you could have done that. Boom, mic drop.
I think this was a good thing. They think this was a good thing in the long run. Joey wasn't good enough for Maria. We all know it.
Mm-hmm.
But we were a little afraid to say it all season, but I'll say it right now. Mm-hmm. Joey wasn't good enough for Maria. He couldn't handle that.
Yeah.
But what you got? Go ahead.
And going to the rose ceremony.
Yeah.
I guess since we're on the topic of Maria, obviously the biggest part of the rose ceremony was, Maria saying
no Jesse. There was no Jesse. That was the biggest part until it wasn't. He spawned out of Jesse spawning out of nowhere was so funny.
Ladies, Joey, it's the final rose tonight.
Sorry to cut you off, but that was so funny. We were like, "Where's Jesse? Where's Jesse?" And then it's, ladies and gentlemen, or ladies, this is the final rose. He just appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, as we were saying, Maria called Joey to go talk.
Yeah, Maria called Joey to go have a conversation, which I don't like that. I think it's really kind of cringy when people do that. It's kind of unfair. but I think his mind was made up before that conversation, before he even stepped foot in that hangar. Probably even before he left Maria's hometown, I think, or shortly after. I think if Maria said it to him right before he got into that car after, the hometown with Nick, I still think his mind was made up. But my theory is I think he sent Maria home now because he cared so much for her and knew that he knew that she wasn't the one, but I think she was second.
I don't hate this take. I don't hate this.
Or third, but he just didn't want to lead her on, especially into a very intimate next week, which is fantasy suites, which sometimes stuff happens in fantasy suites. So yeah, I think that's kind of my theory on why he sent Maria home this episode, because getting sent home this episode is a little bit easier than next episode, and even a little easier than the episode after that. And
that's a great take.
He knew it was fun with Maria, but he knew, and I think we all kind of knew, they weren't going to end up together.
Yeah, I like that take. It's like we've said, you usually know right away. This guy, Joey has known, whoever it is, Joey has known who the one he's going to end up with is for multiple weeks now. I would die on that hill. I think he's known.
At least who he's not going to end up with.
Yes.
I think.
Fair. And I think now it's a little bit of softening the blow. What's going to be the hardest goodbye? And I think if you leave Maria to the top 2, that is a brutal goodbye where
later on even more.
Maybe some other ones would be a little easier. So that's just a thought. I think Maria was a little mad at Joey. The way she left, there was once they got up from the bench, she beeline straight to that car, said, open the door, close the door. No hug, no, good luck. Hope you find love. Hope you're happy. No, just see ya. Peace. She was not happy.
Rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
Bone to pick with Joey. I know, Golden Bachelor is a little bit different, but Gary was crying his eyes out every time he set someone home in the final 6 and 7. Joey, you can't even get a freaking tear. You were kissing her less than 24 hours ago. You can't even get a freaking tear. You just watched a homemade video of her freaking, stuff as a kid with her family and met the coolest dad ever. And you can't even get a tear as she's leaving.
Michael cried when I gave the eulogy poem 30 minutes ago.
Yes. Come on, Joey.
We care more than Joey did.
But real men cry.
Real men cry. Facts. Bars.
So
put it on a t-shirt.
Also, I do want to say that Maria in the car on the way home, she could have done herself a little bit more favors with kind of saying some things to get herself more of a bachelorette edit, but
she doesn't need a bachelorette edit. She just is the bachelorette. She doesn't need to fish for any edits, maybe like some other contestants might be doing right now.
Daisy!
She doesn't need to do that. She's just Maria. All right. Is there anything else in this episode? What do we think moving forward? Where do we stand?
I think there's actually 0% chance Rachel wins. I will actually put, I don't even know, next month's rent on it. I'm like that.
Yeah.
There's just no way. I'm sorry, but I don't know. He likes Maria more than Rachel. I'll die on that hill.
Yeah, that's a good take.
I'll die on that hill.
And
sorry.
I don't want to say, people have been on me for coming across anti-Rachel because she's been last in my power rankings for three straight weeks, and she just survives and advances. She wins, so I give her credit for that. I don't hate Rachel. I actually think Rachel's very funny. I think her personality is great. I think she's obviously a gorgeous woman, but I just don't see it with Joey. Just don't see it, and she just keeps survive and advance. So I guess you gotta tip the cap there. I saw a little bit of the preview. Choo choo. Did you see it?
I didn't watch the preview.
Oh, that's a teaser. Choo choo. Choo choo. Leslie's showing up. All the Golden Grannies are showing up. I kind of hate it. I was booing, and then it's so tacky. But then I saw Leslie, and I was like, choo choo. because I love her.
So is it whatever that squad is? You're asking squad and
I saw Sandra, Susan, and Leslie.
damn, Susan, is Susan getting the bag from ABC from just showing up left and right when they're like, "Hey, we need a Golden Bachelorette contestant, Golden Bachelor contestant.
Yeah.
Come here, we'll throw you another. We'll add some more to your 401k to help you retire if you're not already retired."
Well, I think that's kind of the perfect job. If you're kind of retired, just show
Or-
up once
no,
every
it's-
3 months and be like, "Hey, remember me?"
No, it's going right back into your point of maybe they're setting Susan up to be the Jesse of the golden era.
I would love that.
100%.
I want it.
100%.
I want.
I actually think it's happening. I think it's happening. She's
love
going to be.
that.
Maybe it doesn't start for Golden Bachelorette. Maybe it starts for Golden Bachelor.
Mm-hmm. That'd be
Oh,
weird.
actually, yeah, that'd be weird. Because then
Yeah.
what if they fall in love?
Yeah.
But there has to be a girl host. There has to be
Yeah.
Jesse. Especially if. I mean, Jesse's already overworked. He's got college football to announce. All right.
Yeah.
Let
I
him-
love.
let-
I love the
let him
idea
have a season off. Let him have a season off.
of Jesse calling Alabama and Oklahoma, and then just, hey, by the way, we need you at the hangar now. He's about to send Maria home, and he hops on a plane just to say, ladies, the final rose.
Final rose tonight.
And there's a wall. Sorry.
One thing about the hangar, I think the hangar is by far the coolest place ever to do a rose ceremony.
Sick.
It's so freaking cool. Just the lighting, the red carpet, the fact that there's literally planes left and right, and like they could hypothetically just like, oh, Maria, you're sent home. She hops in a private jet. Boom, gone. Don't even use the cars. That would be cool. Hangar, cool place.
Yeah, I would agree. All right. Do we even want to do twofers at this point? All right, we both agree Rachel's probably going home.
Yeah,
And
then
the other two are staying. I think that's it. All right. I think that's it for this week's episode. We're at a little over 8,000 followers on TikTok. So if you're listening to this, you're not following us on TikTok, shoot us a follow there. Again, leave us reviews. We will review all of your reviews at the beginning of each episode. And enjoy the rest of your week. And we'll see you guys next week. Peace.